Good morning, students. We have started chapter 3rd of geography, that is minerals and power resources. Already 2 part has been completed. Now this would be the 3rd part. And in the first and some part of second, we have completed minerals, different kinds of minerals, and you can say that the use of the minerals and how to conserve them, why there is a need to conserve minerals. We have studied all these things, right? In the last video lecture, we have started power resources, where we have discussed that the power resources, these were having 2 categories. The first one is that you can say that conventional, and the second one is non-conventional. We have studied about this thing. Conventional, it means these are non-renewable resources which have very less quantity, like fossil fuels, and they may be, you can say that finished at any time, right? And in the previous video, we have started the conventional resources, few conventional examples. Now from this video lecture, we have started the first conventional, means the last conventional, you can say that, resource, that is hydel power. Right, friends? Now, hydel power. Dear students, if you think about this situation, the rainwater and the river water, all water, you can say that, we store in dams. Means we construct dam on rivers and we collect water for, there, right? Then the falling water flow through the pipes inside the dam, and it over the turbine blades placed at the bottom of the dam. Then the moving blades, they turn the generator to produce electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. Means the electricity which is produced by water, this is called hydroelectricity. And hydroelectricity, it can be generated by forming the dams, and we have to first collect the water over the river. After then, the turbine, it is connected with the dams. The running water, it moves the blade of the turbine, and due to this thing, the generator, it produces the electricity. So the electricity which is produced by water, this is called hydroelectricity. We have already studied about thermal power, I think so. The electricity which is generated by coal, that is called thermal, right? Now this is hydel power. So hydroelectricity is this, means when the electricity it is generated by the you can say that water, it is called hydroelectricity. Now student, after discharging the water, means whenever the electricity was generated, after then what was the use of that water? Then we will use that water in the irrigation. हम क्या करते हैं, irrigation के अंदर उस water का use करते हैं, right students? And in the world electricity, 1/4 of its part, it is produced by hydel power. Means पूरे world में जो भी electricity generate होती है, 1/4 जो part होता है, near about 1/4 part. It is not 100%, and data always fluctuated, right? So near about 1/4 of the world's electricity, it is produced just only due to this running water, right students? So if we think about the producers of the hydel power in the world, it is Paraguay, Norway, Brazil, and China. And if we think about in India, it is Bhagra Nangal Dam. This is on Satluj River, like Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjun Sagar, and Damodar Valley project. These were the project. By these project, hydroelectricity are generated in India also, right, friends? And this is the hydel power, and it is it would the last conventional resource in your book. Now we have to focus on the non-conventional sources, right? Now students, if we think about non-conventional resources, so all the renewable resources, these are the non-conventional sources. And if we think about the conventional sources, अगर हम conventional sources की बात करते हैं, तो non-renewable resources are there. So increasing the use of the fossil fuels, there is a lack of you can say shortage of conventional energy resources, right? So if the present scenario it is going on, if the present rate of the consumption it is continued, the reserve of these fossil fuels, they would get exhausted at any time. It means these fossil fuels can be finished at any time, and rest of other things, the use, means we are using this thing, It also created environmental problem also. So due to these things, we have to search out another substitute. We have to search out another substitute. We have to move towards the use of the non-conventional sources, right? This was the basic reason, because the first reason is this, that the pace of the formation of the fossil fuels, it was you can say very slow, and the present rate of the consumption, it is very high. So there was imbalance between these two things. So once there may be a time when these fossil fuels would get exhausted, right? Second thing, due to use of these things, we have to face a lot of environmental problem also. We have to face. So due to these things, we have a great need for using these non-conventional sources. Now let's take the example of the non-conventional resources: solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. And if we think about these energy, yeah, you can say these source of energy, these are in a very huge quantity in India. And these resources are, you can say, that called renewable resources. I have already told you that we have categorized, we have classified our energy resource into two parts. First one is conventional, second one is non-conventional. Conventional, it means non-renewable resources, which can get exhausted at any time. And non-conventional resources, these are renewable resources, and we have a huge amount of these resources. And dear student, because the fossil fuels, and you can say because the conventional source, they can get adjusted at any time, and it also created environmental problem also, we have to move towards the non-conventional energy resource, right? Hope so clear to all of you. Now student, first of all, let's discuss about solar energy. It's a very most important thing. So dear student, this energy is produced just only by the radiation of the sun, simple, right? And if we think about in India, we have a huge amount of solar energy. So for getting solar energy, we require, you can say that solar panels. We require solar panels, and solar energy, it is trapped from the sun, and it is used by the solar cells to produce electricity. Means solar panel, we have to use this thing, and electricity can be generated by the solar energy, right friends? And if you think about these solar cells, these are joined into solar panel. These are joined in the solar panel, and these solar panel, they use heat, and they use the radiation of the sun, and you can say rays of the sun, they trap in it, and they generate power, and you can say and electricity, and this can be used for heating and for the purpose of the light, right? And it is a great source of energy also, and you can say it is a great source of electricity. And dear student, I want to tell you one thing, that we must use it. We must use it. It's a very most important thing. And this solar energy, it can be used in the solar heater, solar cookers, and solar dryer also. Right, friends? Even we can use it in the lightning also, and even traffic signals. We have to use all these things. So, dear student, we have to increase the use of the solar energy, and even we should tell this thing to our parents also, that we must have solar panels so that we can get uninterrupted, you can say, electricity, right? Now, second one is the wind energy. If we think about wind energy, it is an inexhaustible source of energy. It means we have a huge amount of this source of energy. In this source of energy, we use windmills, and that can be used for the grinding grains and lifting water also. And in the previous, you can say in the past, we are using this thing also. And in today's scenario and in the today's world, high speed wind, it rotates the windmills. And these windmills, these are connected to the generator, and this generator is used to produce the electricity, right? So wind energy can be used to produce electricity, and these electricity, it can be used for the purpose of many things. Means whatever is the use of the hydroelectricity, we can use this electricity. And in India, we have a lot of farms like Rajasthan also, and Gujarat also. There people use wind mills for getting, you can say, wind energy is converted into electricity, right students? So dear student, here I also want to tell you one thing. Wind farms, they are found in the Netherlands also, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA, and Spain. These were the wind farms and which are in all over the world. And this wind energy, it is used to generate electricity, right? Now, next important thing, that is nuclear power. Nuclear power, it's very most important thing. Now, dear student, this power, it is obtained from the energy stored in the nucleus of the atom. And if we think about this atom, it is a naturally occurring substance, and you can say radioactive element like uranium and thorium. And it undergoes nuclear fission in the nuclear reactor, and it emits power. It emits huge power, not power, huge power. Huge power. And I want to tell you one thing here also, that the nuclear power, if we will use in a positive manner, so just only you can say that the piece of your like जितना आपका इरेजर का पीस होता है, इतने पीस से हम क्या कर सकते हैं, ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी वी कैन प्रोड्यूस, राइट? So we can use it. And in USA and Europe, it is USA and Europe की अगर मैं बात करता हूँ, these are the greatest producer of the nuclear power. And in India, in Rajasthan and Jharkhand, we have a large deposits of the uranium. We can use it. In Kerala, monazite sand area is there, where thorium found in a very large quantities. And if we think about this nuclear things, we can use it to obtain, you can say that electricity and the power. And we can use it in a very positive way. In India, we have a lot of nuclear power station, like Tamil Nadu ke andar Kalpakkam. In Maharashtra, there is a Tarapur. Rana Pratap Sagar, it is in Rajasthan near Kota, and in Uttar Pradesh it is Narora, and in Karnataka it is Kaiga. These are the nuclear power stations located in India, and due to this nuclear power station, we can earn and we can generate huge electricity, and we can use these things. But we have to use all these things in a positive manner, because these nuclear product, these can be used for making the atom bomb also. People misuse this thing, right? It would be harmful for our Indian society, and you can say for the human. So we must be careful while using this thing, right? Now, next one is geothermal energy. Now, student, if we think about geothermal energy, the heat energy which is obtained from the earth, it is called geothermal energy. Means if I will tell you one thing, that the interior part of the earth, it has a great temperature. Whenever we move towards the interior part of the earth, temperature is going is rising steadily with the depth. जैसे जैसे गहराई बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे temperature बढ़ेगा. And this heat energy may be seen itself in the hot spring also. Means you can see that hot springs. Why these hot springs are there? Because due to the heat energy of the earth surface. And this energy, it can be used to generate power, and you can say electricity. And this electricity can be used for cooking, heating, and bathing also. Right, friends? If we think about the geothermal power plant of the world, USA, it is the largest producer, and followed it, there were New Zealand, Iceland, Philippines, and Central America. These were another geothermal power plants areas. And if we think about India, it is in Himachal Pradesh is Manikaram, and in Ladakh there is a Puga Valley. These were the two main important plants of the geothermal plants in India. And this energy, it is obtained from the earth surface, and this heat energy can be used, you can say that for generating the powers, right? Now the tidal energy means the energy which is generated from the tides. Tide, it arises in, you can say, oceanic areas. The energy which is generated from the tides, this is called tidal energy. And this energy is produced by building dams near the sea area, and there is a narrow opening of the sea. And in this way, we trap the sea water, and by during the high tide, we trap the seawater, and through the, you can say, pipes, we move, and you can say we turn the turbines which is installed during in these dam, and in this way we can produce the electricity. मीन्स जिस वक्त हाई टाइड का टाइम होता है, तो उस हाई टाइड के दौरान में जो उठा हुआ पानी होता है समुद्र का, उसको हम क्या कर लेते हैं, ट्रैप कर लेते हैं। ट्रैप करने के बाद वो पाइप के माध्यम से टरबाइन को चलाता है, एंड बाय दीज टरबाइंस वी कैन प्रोड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, राइट। वर्ल्ड के अंदर लाइक रशिया, फ्रांस, गल्फ ऑफ कच्छ इन इंडिया, these were the areas which had huge tidal mill farm, and due to this tidal energy we can produce electricity, right? Now biogas, you are well aware about this biogas because you have studied about biogas in science also. So organic waste, it means dead plants and animals, and you can say animal dung, and you can say kitchen waste. Means these organic matters waste, they can be converted into gaseous fuel, and this is called biogas. Means the organic waste which can be converted into gaseous fuel, and this can be called a biogas, right? This organic waste, it is decomposed by the bacteria in the biogas digester, and it will emit biogas. Biogas, it is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. And dear student, this biogas, it is an excellent fuel which can be used for many things, for many domestic purposes also, like cooking and lighting. You can use in a very huge manner. And after using and after producing the you can say gas, this organic manure, the waste product which is left after this biogas, this is the organic manure, and we can use this organic manure during the agriculture, in our agriculture field, and it would be very useful, right friends? So this is the biogas. So dear student, chapter is over. Hope so everything is clear to all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.